Okay, dear friends, let us come up to our lecture today. In our lecture today, we are going to describe an introduction to business economics. We will be describing business economics. So as a first part, let us describe ये वाला orange folder में economics. You should remember that the word economic has been derived from Greek word economia. It has been derived from the Greek word economia. O is silent over there. यहाँ पे दो word है. It is combination of two different Greek word. That is eco and nomia. It's combination of two words, eco and nomia, where eco का simple meaning होता है household, nomia का simple meaning होता है management, household management. Okay, so economics in simple terms would be called as household management. Okay, so economics in simple terms roughly means management of household activities. So here I would say that the concept of economics is dating back very old. Economics is existing since long time. In presently we are in 21st century. In 19th century, if you observe, in 19th century, economics was called as, it was not called as economics, but it was called as political economy. क्योंकि उस वक्त में politics was also attached to economics. At that time, we can observe that politics was also attached to the economics. And thus, at that time, it was called political economy. At that time, it was called political economy. Now, later, if we observe that this political economy believed that it is based, economics is based on human behavior. It is based on human behavior, and therefore, economics is a social science. It is based on human behavior. It believes in study of human behavior. It is, what does it study? Economics studies three important part. उसमें सबसे एक कॉमन वर्ड बना देते हैं हम. Economic studies allocation of resources. Economics will always study allocation of resources. It sees that the allocation of resources is done in such a way that there must be accomplishment of three goals. The resources should be allocated in such a manner. The resources should be allocated in such a manner that it should be able to accomplish three important goals of an economy. कौन से तीन गोल्स अचीव करने पे वो मानता है? तो सबसे पहला प्रॉफिट. There must be profit for the business people. Only then the business people will put up efforts. Otherwise, business people will not put efforts. So there must be profit to be earned by the business community. ये पहला ऑब्जेक्टिव रहेगा. It should be done. Allocation of resources should be done in such a way that it should bring profit to the business person. Profit must be earned by business communities. Secondly, it believes in satisfaction of consumers' wants. See, a normal businessman always aims to achieve profit, and a consumer always aims to achieve satisfaction. He will always aim that his wants to be satisfied. A consumer will aim to satisfy his wants. And thirdly, प्रोड्यूसर एंड कंज्यूमर के बीच में एक इंपॉर्टेंट पर्सन है called as society. So the resources shall be utilized in such a way that it should give profit to the producer, satisfaction to the consumer, and welfare to the society. ये तीनों गोल अचीव होने चाहिए प्रॉपर. Then it will be said that there is proper allocation of resources. Then only it will say that there is proper allocation of resources. Okay, so now we have described this. Now economics has been defined by various experts. Various experts have defined economics. तो अभी हम लोग जाते हैं definitions of economics की तरफ. We'll go ahead for discussion on definition of economics. अभी ऐसे तो बहुत सारे डेफिनेशन है. मैं मीनिंग बताऊंगा. एक डेफिनेशन का मीनिंग मैं बताता हूं एंड देन we will discuss Robin's definition of economics. पहले मैं मीनिंग लिखता हूं फिर डिस्क्राइब करते हैं. Economics is the study of process by which relatively scarce resources are allocated to satisfy competing unlimited wants of human being. ये रॉबिन्स डेफिनेशन का simplified version है. What does it say? It is study of process by which scarce resource are allocated to satisfy competing unlimited wants. The wants are competing. That means they collide with each other. Wants are competing. They collide with each other, and they are unlimited in nature. They are unlimited in nature. So what was defined by Professor Lionel Robbins? Lionel Robbins 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 defined economics. He said economics is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. Professor Lionel Robbins defined economics. He said, economics is a science. यहाँ पे बहुत सारे important words को हम come across करेंगे. Economics is a science. What does that mean? When I say economics is a science, what does that mean? It means that economics believes in systematic study. When we say economics is a science, it means that economics believes in systematic study. So it studies systematically. What does it study? It studies human behavior. Economics studies human behavior. What does it mean? It means that a science which will study human behavior indicates that it is a social science.
पढ़ाई के लिए मेहनत तो सब करते हैं, लेकिन स्मार्ट स्टडी कौन करता है? प्री एग्जाम ऐप के साथ बनाइए अपनी तैयारी सुपर स्मार्ट। प्री एग्जाम ऐप देता है वाइड रेंज के एग्जाम्स की तैयारी, जैसे जी, नीट, कैट, सीए फाउंडेशन, सीएस सीट, बैंकिंग, रेलवे, एसएससी, एमबीए एंट्रेंस, एसवाईजेसी, कॉम, टीवाईबी कॉम और भी बहुत कुछ। चैप्टर वाइज टेस्ट्स एंड मॉक टेस्ट्स, डिटेल्ड परफॉर्मेंस एनालिसिस, और अब तैयारी होगी एकदम परफेक्ट। कहीं भी कभी भी पढ़ाई करें और एक विशाल क्वेश्चन बैंक आपकी तैयारी को बनाए आसान। इंस्टेंट इवैल्यूएशन से तुरंत जानिए अपनी परफॉर्मेंस और पाएं पर्सनलाइज्ड फीडबैक। तो अब देरी किस बात की? प्री एग्जाम ऐप डाउनलोड करें और अपने नाम से रजिस्टर्ड करें और एक विशाल क्वेश्चन बैंक बिल्कुल फ्री और अपनी सफलता की कहानी लिखें। लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है। प्री एग्जाम ऐप स्मार्ट तैयारी का साथी।
Whenever a science is studying a human behavior, then such science would be called as social science. So यहाँ पे clearly पता चल रहा है इतने part पे से that economics is science because it has systematic approach. And it is a social science because it studies human behavior. Getting that? As economics will study human behavior, it is a social science. So science which studies human behavior, that is social science. और ये क्या स्टडी कर रहा है? तो ends. Ends का मतलब होता है wants. Ends over here indicate wants which are unlimited in nature. Human wants are unlimited in nature, unending, and scarce. Means का मतलब होता है resources. The resources which are scarce, which are limited. मतलब इस डेफिनेशन पे से हम चार उस डेफिनेशन के चार फीचर्स को हाईलाइट कर सकते हैं. उस डेफिनेशन पे से हमको चार फीचर्स पता चलेंगे. ए, wants are unlimited. The first feature of that definition says human wants are unlimited. It indicates that whenever one want of a human being is satisfied, automatically another want of the human being arises. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक want satisfy हो गया तो human being बाजू में हो गया, ऐसा नहीं है. The human wants are unlimited in nature. They are unlimited in nature. जब भी एक want हम satisfy करेंगे, automatically दूसरा want arise होगा. Automatically the other want will arise. Human wants are unlimited. इसका इस डेफिनेशन पे से हमको उसका दूसरा फीचर भी पता चलता है. इसका दूसरा फीचर है resources are limited. The resources through which we are going to satisfy the wants, the resources through which we will satisfy the human wants are unlimited. Sorry, they are limited. Wants are unlimited. Wants are unlimited and resources are limited. Third feature from that we can highlight is wants are gradable. Wants are gradable. We can observe that human wants are gradable. That means we can arrange the wants in ascending or descending order of urgency. मतलब we can grade them. Less important want, very, very, very important wants. We can grade them. Grading of want is possible. And the fourth feature is resources have alternative uses. Resources have alternative uses. That is, the resources can be used. Same resource can be used for multiple uses. We can use the resources for different uses. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक रिसोर्स इसी के लिए यूज करेंगे. We can use it for different activities. Resources have alternative uses. Okay. तो रॉबिन्स डेफिनेशन ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स के ये 4 इंपॉर्टेंट फीचर हमको पता चलते हैं. इसमें से हमको ये जो 4 फीचर है इसके 2 पार्ट बनाएंगे. पहला पार्ट ए एंड बी एंड दूसरा पार्ट सी एंड डी का. पहला पार्ट ए एंड बी, दूसरा पार्ट सी एंड डी का. ये जो पहला पार्ट है ए एंड बी, वांट्स आर अनलिमिटेड एंड रिसोर्सेज आर लिमिटेड. ये पहले 2 फीचर अपने को एक्सप्लेन करते हैं व्हाई डस an economic problem arise. It explains us why does an economic problem arise. मतलब प्रॉब्लम क्यों अराइज हो रहा है? तो वांट्स अनलिमिटेड है, रिसोर्सेज लिमिटेड है, इसके लिए प्रॉब्लम अराइज होता है. बिकॉज वी विल हैव टू सिलेक्ट which want is to be satisfied first. Which want we will satisfy first, वो सिलेक्ट करना पड़ता है. इसके लिए I can say economics is a problem of choice. We will have to select which want we are going to satisfy first. It is a problem of choice. Okay. और दूसरे दो डेफिनेशन जो है, दूसरे 2 फीचर्स जो है वो अपने को एक्सप्लेन करते हैं दैट हाउ द प्रॉब्लम कैन बी सॉल्व्ड. वांट्स को ग्रेड करो, इंपॉर्टेंट वांट्स को ही पहले सेटिस्फाई करो, नॉन इंपॉर्टेंट वांट्स को सेटिस्फाई मत करो. एंड रिसोर्सेज हैव अल्टरनेटिव यूजेस. सेम रिसोर्स you can use for satisfying multiple of your wants. Are you getting that? तो पहले 2 फीचर्स एक्सप्लेन करते हैं how the problem arises और दूसरे 2 फीचर एक्सप्लेन करते हैं how the problem can be solved. तो ये हो गया रॉबिन्स डेफिनेशन ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स. एनी डाउट इनटू दैट? Now, in economics, today we are going to study one concept called as डिसीजन मेकिंग. बहुत बार हम लोग ये वर्ड यूज करते हैं, डिसीजन मेकिंग. तो व्हाट इज दैट वर्ड अबाउट? व्हाट डज दैट मीन? लेट अस डिस्क्राइब the meaning of that. I would say decision making is a process. बहुत क्लियर वे पे बताया. डिसीजन मेकिंग is a process. प्रोसेस से मतलब क्या? तो it is not an individual activity. Decision making is a series of various interlinked activities, which are interlinked with each other. इसके लिए उसको हम प्रोसेस बोलते हैं. डिसीजन मेकिंग इज अ प्रोसेस. किस चीज का प्रोसेस है? प्रोसेस ऑफ selecting an appropriate alternative. Decision making is a process of selecting an appropriate alternative that will provide the most efficient way of attaining desire from two or more alternative course of action. Two or more alternative course of action. ये बहुत important part है. It says it is a process. मैंने बताया multiple activities है यहाँ पे. Multiple activities है. अभी किस चीज से related process है? तो selecting an appropriate alternative. आपको alternative select करना है. It means that there are more than one alternative you have. अभी उसमें से हम कौन से को सिलेक्ट करेंगे विच विल प्रोवाइड एफिशिएंट वे ऑफ अचीविंग द डिजायर. हमारा जो भी वांट है उसको एफिशिएंटली फुलफिल करने के लिए हम जो बेस्ट अल्टरनेटिव है उसको सिलेक्ट करेंगे. देन दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड डिसीजन मेकिंग. That process is called decision making. So just check out, do you have any doubt in the points what we have discussed up to this point of time? अब तक कोई भी डाउट है क्या आपको?